There's something really fascinating going on at Montreal-Trudeau Airport. At first glance, their latest financial report looks like they're hitting some serious turbulence. But when you dig a little deeper, you find the story of one of the most ambitious airport makeovers in North America. So how can both of those things be true? Let's get into it.
So here's the puzzle right in front of us. On one side, you've got the headwinds. Passenger numbers are down and profits have taken a pretty big hit. But then, on the other side, you have this massive surge. Capital spending has just exploded as part of a mind-boggling $10 billion plan. So what on earth is going on here? How can an airport be struggling and yet spending money like never before?
To really get to the bottom of this, we gotta follow the money. We're gonna break down these totally conflicting signals from the airport's third quarter report for 2025. And you'll see how all these numbers actually tell one single, cohesive, if kinda complex story. Okay, look at these numbers. This is where it gets wild. You see that revenue is basically flat. It's barely moved. Net income, their profit, has plunged by nearly 20%. But then you see capital investments. That's the money they're pouring into new buildings, new infrastructure. That has skyrocketed by almost 80%. This isn't just some small change. It's a huge strategic move. So first up, let's talk about that drop in passengers. You might think, oh, fewer people are flying through Montreal, but the truth is way more specific than that. It's not really a story about an overall decline. It's more like a tale of two very different kinds of travelers. So, this is the headline number, right? A 2.3% drop in overall passenger traffic for the third quarter of 2025. Now, in the airline world, any number with a minus sign gets people's attention. But this single number, well, it's hiding the real story. And this is where you see what's really happening. Check this out. International travel is actually up a little bit. Domestic travel is basically flat, barely a dip. So where's the drop coming from? It's almost all from one place. Transborder travel, flights to the U.S., that has plummeted by a staggering 12.2%. That one category is dragging the whole average down. And here's the key thing. This isn't just a Montreal problem. It's happening across the country. For 9 straight months, fewer Canadians have been flying to the United States. This shift is being linked to ongoing geopolitical tensions. So the airport is basically caught in the crosswinds of a much larger economic and political situation. Okay, so passenger numbers. Check. We've kind of figured that out. But what about that other headwind, that big 19% drop in profit? To get that, we have to look at the other side of the books, the airport's expenses, which are going up and fast. The airport's operating costs shot up by over 10%, and here's why. A big piece of that is for studies on their massive new development plan. They're also spending a lot more on passenger services right now, trying to help people navigate all the construction chaos. Plus, they're upgrading their IT systems to the cloud, and they've hired more people. Simply put, they're spending money today to both manage the mess and plan for tomorrow. All right, so we've talked about the short-term headaches. Now let's flip the script and look at the incredible long-term reason for that surge in spending. This is where the story pivots from just managing problems to making a massive bet on the future. Just let that number sink in for a second. $10 billion. That is the price tag for their flight plan. And this isn't just a renovation. This is a complete reimagining of the entire airport. It's one of the biggest infrastructure projects in Canadian aviation history, and it's designed to set them up all the way through 2035 and beyond. And this number proves they aren't messing around. A 78.4% jump in capital spending in just one quarter shows you how aggressively they're moving. That $10 billion plan isn't some far-off dream. The concrete is being poured and the money is being spent right now. So what does $10 billion actually get you? I mean, we're not just talking about abstract numbers on a spreadsheet here. This is about concrete, steel, and glass that will completely change what it's like to fly through Montreal. The list of projects is just huge. We're talking a brand new satellite jetty with a bunch more gates, a total redesign of the roads coming into the airport, a massive new parking garage with 6,000 spaces. They're also upgrading the baggage systems and, maybe the biggest deal of all, building the long-awaited REM light rail station, which will connect the airport directly to the city starting in 2027. But for all this exciting future stuff, the airport CEO is being really upfront about the here and now. This quote,
it directly acknowledges how tough it is for travelers today. He's basically saying, look, we know it's a mess right now. Please just bear with us because what's coming on the other side is going to be worth it.
All right, it's time to bring this all together. We've seen the short-term pain, the drop in U.S. travel, the rising costs. We've seen the long-term plan, that massive $10 billion investment. Now let's look at the ultimate goal that finally solves that paradox we started with. And this is the reason why. This is the whole ballgame. The airport authority is projecting that passenger numbers are going to jump from over 22 million this year to 25 million by 2028, and then leap to somewhere between 30 and 35 million by 2035. The airport they have right now simply cannot handle that many people. They have no choice but to build the airport of tomorrow today. So there you have it. That's the solution to our paradox. The flight plan is a deliberate choice. It's a strategy to take the financial hits and the construction headaches right now in order to build an airport that's ready for the massive growth they see coming. They're trading today's profits and convenience for tomorrow's capacity and a spot as a true world-class hub. Which, of course, leaves us with the $10 billion question, doesn't it? Montreal-Trudeau is going through a period of intense pain and spending an absolutely astronomical amount of money, all based on the promise of a much bigger, brighter future. The strategy is clear, the vision is bold, but with travel trends always shifting and the economy always a question mark, the real mystery isn't just if this massive gamble will pay off, but whether the future they're building is the one that's actually going to arrive.